The cross provided the cheek to cheek to fall apart. So before they would start tango with a forward step, and now they would cross, which meant that the cheek to cheek would have to release, and the feet got closer. So now the interaction in the foot and the feet got a little more possible. This change paved the way for arrastres, ganchos, boleos, and all types of footwork that we can interchange. Tango Fantasia. And Tango Fantasia came about in the 1970s, 1980s, where Fantasia means fantasy and is related to tango on stage. Tango became so sophisticated that there were jumps, lifts, but all of this couldn't be performed in a milonga or a tango salon. So they did it on stage, and it even reached to the level of ballet. You know, they had a whole company of tango dancers performing, doing the performing arts. Um, After this, you hear often a term like tango nuevo. Tango nuevo is the mixture of music, of electronic music with tango. And also, it really emphasizes the opening breaks a little more. So this is a summary of the different styles of tango.
So now we're going to discuss a little bit about Florida.
The first thing you have to know is we always dance counterclockwise all the time.
So leaders, make sure that your left hand faces the inside of the circle as you go around. And just like driving, there are lanes. You know, you have the outer lane, so the people on the outside have a little bit more experience and will coast the floor and maybe tend to go a little faster. And then there's also the inside lane, and what you want to do is you don't want to cut each other off. You don't want to go in their lane and they don't want to go into yours. And also, you tend to not want to pass anybody. The person in front of you is the person you tend to follow so that there's not any confusion.
In order to do that, what you want to do is dance your dance circular. In any direction you want. It travels counterclockwise, but you can dance circular. So if Anna's in front of me, I will dance and not try to pass her. But sometimes there's collisions. When you have a collision and I'm dancing, you want to move with the collision. You don't want to collide, stay there and fight it off. This is going to kill the mood between you dancing. The chemistry is gone when we do this. I highly recommend not to do this type of thing. Just rebound from the movement is the best option to do.
And time to time as you're leading, use your eyes. Look in front of you instead of the floor all the time or at your partner. Be very much aware of your surroundings. You have to be in the moment with your partner, but you're also the vehicle of this dance. You're also driving us and escorting us around the floor.
When you step back, leaders, in the basic, you want to have a small step back because you don't know who's in back of you. So you want to make sure that your step backs are very small. Usually the best way is to salir aside when you go up.
As you're dancing with your partner, sometimes a follower can help if your partner can't see your back. If you've been dancing for a while and you know your partner, sometimes I tend to tap Diego's back, and he knows not to step back because there's somebody there.
Or just hold the leader back from stepping. And leaders realize that this is happening and don't push and be macho about it. Just realize
the
it's
majority of the time, followers, it's good to just close your eyes and enjoy it. And that's some floor time.
For you. Dance halls, or ballrooms as we call them. So that's a brief history of tango as a dance form. First, you have to find the beat. Finding the beat is pretty much the downbeat. Finding the downbeat is pretty much anything that makes your head nod. Now, can you step on that one? And all the time, you step on that beat. You can also speed it up a little. It's what we call a quickly slow. And I was going to show you.
跟着节拍一走走 quick quick slow 慢慢快快慢慢慢快快慢慢慢快快慢慢慢快快慢
The other thing you can do while you're dancing tango is you pause. You can pause at any moment and within the length of time that you wish. So if we put numbers to the music or to the beats, we have 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So if you're wondering what happens to those even numbers, you're actually transitioning to the next step. So if Diego were to count the 1, 3, you can see that my trailing leg is that transition, which is the even number, so you have time. So if you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to speed it up, then I will have the quick slow. We will use it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I want to slow it down a lot, I will use the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now we're going to show you an embroske. An embroske is another embellishment for the leaders. And it shows poise and balance. Lots of balance. So let's try it. We're going to take this from a medium movement. So we have side, forward. We're going to pick up or to tap. Then we go side. Then we're going to go forward. Once we go forward into a sacada, we're going to cross our feet and turn only on our left foot. And she steps around. Okay, so let's try that. In one motion.
侧前点点
around
转
into a left.
画走
So this is a good example of a lot of embellishments for the lead. Side, forward, pica, around, left.
Followers, remember to always follow your partner's shoulder. That will tell you the speed, and it also helps your partner have you as the focus. You will be the focus as you go around your partner.
Leaders, make sure you do not disconnect. Now, what does disconnect look like? Take a look at my shoulder. We're going to pick up and we're gonna send our leader, but we are with our follower, excuse me, our follower, but we're gonna stay here disconnected. We do not want to do this. Instead, we want to look heart to heart the whole time, as much as possible.
Wrong quiz.
So paradas, any parada that the leader might do, you have a little time to embellish with only the free leg, the one that has no weight. From here, you can caress your partner's leg, come across, caress your leg, be together, and just wait for his lead.
Leader, you can't give time to this. Who doesn't want to be caressed?
Now we're going to try forward ochos. Forward ochos, the transitions are in the middle, are in the waiting time. So as my partner brings me around, I have time to do a double cross until I feel the next push.
Embellishment 装饰部 Embellishment Embellishment 装饰部
Let's take this planeo from the forward motion. Side, all the way to the cross, into a forward ocho. When she comes into that forward ocho, I'm going to step around her and start to walk back. Make sure you don't vary the size on the step as much as possible. And just bring the feet together once you step with the left. And for me, you can continue this. So, the way the leading works for a planeo is through the bend of knee. So, when I bend her knee, she's going to bend her knee. Now, I'm going to step around and maintain that bend of knee as I go down. Around.
滑行 play news.
For instance, if I do this, palm can come back up, she's going to be in a cabecita. So her training leg will not be long, and therefore it won't be a planeo.
Play news. Play news. 滑行。Play news. 滑行。Play news. This is play news. Play news and play news. Play news.
To the left. And from here you're going to do a planeo. What's keeping me in balance is that I send her first and I follow her movement. So in slow motion, if I can, we'll show you how to do it. From here, I send her first, and then I continue with my body.
男生的 play news，
Right.
男生的滑行。
You don't want to do this in a crowded floor.
So the follower would just take his movement and just keep doing it. He goes around the corner.
Right. When there's a general lead around, followers know to do forward, side, back, side. Let's try this with the music.
To even 5 degrees.
Let's take a look from the basic.
方向转换
If we take a side step, usually we will take a step forward in this direction. If we want to change the direction, what we do, we step around our partner. And now my direction goes in this way.
转个
This
角
will change
度
the basic into a cross system, but we'll turn the dance around. We can also do this to many degrees. We can say, all of this space is covered and I cannot dance in any of this direction, but only back. So we have a side step,
侧
now we'll
踏
turn around
转弯
in the direction of turn.
侧
That would also be a directional turn there. Okay. So the way we do it is by stepping around the center of our partner. So if I step here, for instance, and I shift my weight, that's going to give me this much. If I step very little, it's going to give me a little less. If I step a
踏
little
大步
higher
一点
down,
可以
it's going to give me
转
more.
大一点的角度。
So it all depends on how much torque you want to get.
A directional turn will be anywhere where Diego will place his foot. Make sure, leaders, that you do not step too close to our standing leg, because this is where our axis is. You want to go around our center. Followers, make sure that you keep your frame steady and intact So when he makes the turn, you still
框架
keep
要
your spine straight and weight towards the ball of your feet. So your heels will lift up slightly, just like the ochos, turning on the balls of your foot. If you do not keep your embrace intact, as Diego goes around, you might not turn with him, or you might collapse your upper body. And you want to keep your frame tight, so there's a little turn with him. Just right over here.
Okay, now I'm going to show you
男生的
the
装饰
embellishments
部
from that. Keep in mind that embellishments are that. They're not all the time in the dance. They're just to embellish. Let's start with the basics. When you first begin to prepare, you can embellish here. The follower can also receive this lead and follow. The side step can also have a little circular motion there. Now, let's take a look at the ochos and how we can embellish if the followers embellishing and we want to accomplish. Side to the cross.
点地
Embellish here. Or
装
we
饰
can tap.
点地装饰点地
If we parada, we don't embellish. We allow the lady to embellish herself. Okay. Always keep in mind, you don't want to put too many of these.
Oleo
Hi, so now we're going to teach you boleros. Now I'm going to teach the followers their step, and Diego will come back and teach them. So boleros are, you can either be done forward or back. And today we're going to do back boleros. And it's just going to come from ochos. So as I take a
从
side
ocho 来
step,
的
my partner is going to
Knock
lead an ocho and give me a whipping sensation at the end.
抬腿
One more time.
抱扭
Side, he's going to
Knock
send
up
an ocho and whip me back
上
around.
踢
So there's a opposition happening in the lead,
Oh.
which creates this whipping sensation. You can also do it to the other side. Knees together. Side. Knees together. Opposition in the torso. I'm going to use my arms pressing against my leader's back to have this whipping sensation. And now Diego will teach us the lead.
This is not a step that we don't do much button, and it's very important that we focus our energy on that. We go side. When I place my weight on this leg, I send the leg back to her, and then immediately bring it back, and that brings the whipping action. So it looks like this. Side, bam, bam. We're gonna go side.
Toe.
The first bam sense as if it was gonna be an ocho, and immediately I bring
立
it
刻
around.
转回来，
Ba, ba,
踏
ba.
踏
Like so. Side,
侧踏
move,
转
move.
转，
So followers, make sure you still have that opposition with your upper body. So as my partner takes me side, he'll turn me, and here's the opposition, because he's bringing back my body before my legs, creating the bolero.
Side, bum, ba.
侧踏转转，侧踏转转，侧踏转转。
Yes, so we're gonna take that from a back motion. This right. We're gonna go side, give a back ocho feeling or a bolero feeling in this case. Insert the leg, which is gonna meet into a leg wrap here. You step onto it,
腿包
or
leg
for
wrap
it to be clear.
leg
Take a
wrap，
look at it from this
用
perspective.
腿包住
Side,
leg
you
wrap，
step around and bend your knee. Now you give sort of a laneo feeling into the leg. So now she is wrapping her leg around the leg. In order to get out of this, you're going to step onto the foot. Try not to move the leg into something, but rather step your weight onto that leg. And she will realize that she has to move the foot out of the way.
So in order to the sensations are as so. So I know that it's a bolero. Around, I know to maintain myself in that level because his knees are still bent. And here I make contact with his upper leg. I know to begin to wrap because he starts to transfer weight. He starts to create a little wrap. As he transfers all the weight, I quickly take my legs
微
out
微的包
by
住，
bringing them together, and we're ready for the next step.
Make sure that after you lead the bolero back around here, you bring your leg close to her standing leg
把脚
so that she can be
贴
in
住，
balance. You don't have to look at any of these things. You have to feel.
你
That
必
is
须
all
感
about
觉，
feeling.
不要用
So what
看
you
的。
want to do
侧踏转，
is touch her leg, and she will be able to wrap in balance. If you don't, she's gonna be off balance. So you're gonna be around.
包住脚
Step
部，
closer to our standing leg.
走， 包住，leg wrap， crocata， 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 挂 crocata，
And to practice it, it's good to take yourself in practice position and think back when you were young and you lean it, so run around it. in the park. The difference here in tango and in dance is that we don't throw our shoulders back because it's too much to pull. So what we do is we bend our knees and we pull from our elbows. And this is what creates the colgada. Never, ever do this. You might fall in the back.
So it's the same concept of keeping your spine straight from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, and you're just gonna pretend like you're gonna sit on a chair, keeping your back straight. Since our heads weight too much, that'll send us off.
You can practice this to get the feeling of colgada. We're gonna teach you a colgada from the side part here. Now, we're gonna send the follower out
by stretching your elbow. And I will repeat that and stretch it from my hip. I pretend like I'm sitting on the side of the chair. And I make sure to feel my head.
Notice that we move together. As I send her out, so do I. I send myself out. Yes? Once you send the follower out, you have to shift your weight, like so. So you're all going to be on one leg, which will be the right for both of you. And then you turn. So, you're going to go side, parada, colgada, and then you're going to step back to create the turn. Let's do it in one motion. Don't be afraid to do a small one at first. A colgada can be like this. But we want to show you something that you can aim for.
Colgada, 挂住。Colgada.整个被消音 A M A G E E A M A G E ，fake 假动作。伪装假动作 ，fake mug
Amalia.
amag
Amalia.
amag 伪装的伪装 amag 伪装 amag back ocho amag 伪装
Side, my meter pivots me,
pivot
and I pivot on my right leg, take a back step,
后退
pivot.
Hold
My
it.
leader pushes, pivots, push,
Push.
pivot.
Okay.
And it's up to him the resolution. So as I go forward,
前进
side,
侧
I
踏
start, my leader will start to lead me to a pivot onto my right leg. Then I take a back step, pivot, take a back step, pivot. And this designs a figure 8, stepping back. And that's the back control.
So we're going to take it from a side step. We're going to go
书
side.
书轴之轴 pivot
As you change your weight, you're going to lead your partner.
旋
Change your
回
weight.
运动
Then you step. Lead your partner. Notice that when I bring my feet together,
pivot
I
旋回
lead
运
my
动
partner.
pivot 原
So
地
this
旋
is
转
like night like
pivot
that. Be relaxed. Enjoy the movement. Side. Spiral feet together. Side. Spiral feet together. Side. Spiral feet together. So, we're going to start with the side step. Shift your weight to your right, leader.
侧
Side.
踏
Pivot your partner.
原地旋转侧踏
Back. As you bring your feet
侧
together,
踏
you lead the partner.
原地
Shift
旋转
together, lead.
侧踏原地旋
Now
转
here you're going to have
侧
a
踏
quick step to change the weight. And you continue to the basic step. Cross the follower.
原
And you can resolve.
侧
Let's take a look at this from this angle. We have change of weight, side.
侧踏
Change of weight, left, and
右
right, and left.
左
Be relaxed. Don't
右
force your embrace. From here, as you pivot, you're going to change your weight so that we can
重
start
心转
back
换
again to the basic. You can resolution or you
中
can
指
also walk forward if you wish. So if an is crossed, you can just walk forward and continue dancing. You don't always have to have the
侧
resolution.
踏 cambio
Hi, we're going to teach you today how to change your weight from leg to leg, or we call this cambio de peso. So it's very simple actually. We place our weight on one leg, and then we switch our weight to the other leg. But we do this in an up
depend
motion.
depends
We don't ride,
cambio
but we don't bend the change
change
our weight. So there's no undercurrent.
depends change
We need to change your weight in the music to find the beat.
重心转换重心
If I find the beat, I go.
cambio de peso 重量转换重量 cambio de peso oh shit
Okay, now we're going to show you the calecita or carrusel. Carousel is
carousel
so you can take it from any step. You can take it from the side step, you can take it from the forward step, you can take it from the back step. We're going to show it to you from the forward step, okay? So you're going to take your partner, and you're going to switch your weight to your left. You're going to take a step forward. Now, here is a very important lead. You want to maintain your partner on her axis. If it's an experienced lead follower, she will not change weight. But if it's an inexperienced follower, most likely she might change the weight. So you give her a little hint. No, this is where you're gonna go. Okay? And you're gonna just walk around. The steps have to be same distance, otherwise she starts to fall on us. Believe it or not, that's another step, but not now. In a carrusel or calecita, this is what you want to have. You square off again with her, making sure that this is your free leg, and you can continue into a basic, and so on. So, change your weight.
重心转换
You step there, make sure she's on the leg you want her to be, and you come around. This is a great time for the follower to do a little embellishment, if she wishes to do so.
适合增加装饰部 follower 适合增加装饰部。当 leader 在做旋转木马的时候，
Followers, make sure that again you maintain your frame intact, having a palm-to-palm sensation from the palm of his hand to his scapula. And as he goes around, you want to help him understand where your axis is so he can go around. If your arms are loose, one, you
框
won't
架
follow
必须
him,
保持。
and two, he won't know where your feet are in space. And when you're going around, make sure you keep looking at the center of his body so you can maintain a small V shape until
专
he
注
squares you
在
off to take another step.
身体中心。 旋转木马适合 follower 增加装饰部。走，特塔。
So now we're going to show you the cross basic system.
cross system 交叉系统。
We have side.
侧塔
We're going to change our weight without leading her to it.
重心转换。
Went all the way to the cross, lead her to the cross, and then resolution like so. So we have 1, 2,
侧塔
change weight,
交
3,
心
4, cross her on 5, 6, 7, 8. As you might have noticed, the big difference here is that we change weight.
Only the leaders, the follower stays and waits.
This changes the cross. From here we drag the foot in a continuous motion to the 6. Okay, so now we're going to show you barriga or arrastre. Barriga means to sweep, and arrastre means to drag. Now, you're going to step aside and give a parada. Slightly change your weight and lead your partner to a back step. From here, you're going to barrida or drag.
drag 拖
Sweep.
引。
Let's take a look at that. When I'm barridaing, we bend the knees. Try not to do the Frankenstein. Okay.
So make sure your knees are bent and your thighs are coming together so that you give each other space to sweep or drag.
After you have the
提
barriga
供
or drag,
空间做拖引。
bring your follower to a sandwich, cross over,
三明治
and continue to dance.
继续走。
Let's take a look at it from a different angle. Side,
侧
parada, back step, barriga. A good point to have here is for the follower to maintain the pressure in this direction so that she's not going ahead of him or the leader at that point. Sandwich, crossover, change your weight, and there you have it.
So followers, make sure that you maintain that pressure and don't go ahead of your partner unless you feel a push or a pull sensation. Again, follow his chest and come around. re-embrace.
And the B?
Drag, triple drag, triple. Dragging, triple, extra. From Bali, from Ocho.
Hi, so now we're going to show you the front ocho.
It's an ocho because you make an 8 figure on the floor.
We're going to take the front ocho from the basic step. So I'm going to begin with the basic, forward, side, back, cross, and from here I'm going to start the front ocho. I'm going to shift my weight to the left and pivot on my left, keeping my chest looking at my partner and my hips facing the next direction. I'm going to step forward, pivot, making sure you remember what leg you're on. Step forward, pivot on the left, forward on the right, pivot on the right, forward on the left, pivot on the left. One more time. And back to a salida. I'm going to begin starting from the basic. Forward, side, back, cross. And from the cross, I'm going to pivot onto my left, keeping my chest towards my partner. Step forward on the right, pivot on the right. Forward on the left, pivot on the left, on the right, to the left, and then your partner might take you to a salida. And that's the front one.
Yeah. From the basic, back, side, forward. You cross the leg. From here you uncross the leg by giving a counterclockwise lead. And you step with her lead to step forward. And in your movement in your torso, you want to assimilate an ocho pivot. Once you step on the left, you're going to change weight and you're going to exit or salida back to the and from the base, back, side, forward. Cross your partner, uncross your partner by doing the counterclockwise pivot and step with her. You can do as many of these as you wish. Once you come around, change weight, and you continue to a resolution. Let's take a look at this.
Take your partner to the cross, and from here, turn your shoulders, step, leave your partner, step.
Make sure you bring your feet together because this gives the power. You can do as many of these as you wish. Preferably no more than 2 of these. 2 each push. And you have a resolution. So let's take a look at this from another angle. Yeah, from the base, back, all the way to the cross. Make sure you uncross first, then you step with her. Feet together for both of you. Once you step here, there's a change of weight, and then
Hi, so now we're going to teach you the grapevine or giros. So the giros can be introduced by the leader any which way. You can take it from any step of the basic, and then we'll do our part. So I'm going to teach you the giro, the father, and Diego will come back and tell us different ways to get in and out of it. So, since we can take it from any step, we're just going to get down to business. So a giro or a grapevine starts with a forward, a side, a back, and then it'll repeat itself again. Side. And that's a full turn. So it goes forward, side, back, side. And then you can also do it to the other side. So you go side, and I can turn the other way. Forward, side, back, side. So let's try it from this side. So I can start from a forward ocho, forward step, side, back, side. Remember that your partner is the center and you're revolving around him.
So let's try it from the cross position. We're going to go all the way to the cross position. The difference here is that I'm going to base myself like so. I'm going to unwind like a forward ocho, and I'm going to lead forward, side, back. When she reaches to the back point, I'm going to give an ocho lead. Notice that the whole time I'm in between just swivel. This is so that you can concentrate on leading your partner and keeping the time. She is reading your time as a leader. Back. And from here, you can close this step. So you go all the way to the cross. And now you're going to lead a forward step. Leading this is a continuous motion around. So